Live. A bit later than I wanted. But beggars can't be choosers at everyone. Back with Resident Evil 6. Kapow! Pew! Pew! Kaboom! Scary. There's a bunch of blithering fucking nonsense I just wrote there. Hello, is my audio working? There's a bunch of blithering fucking nonsense I just wrote there. Okay, cool. One thing I'm going to need to boot up is the Steam guide for what order to play the chapters in. So, if I remember correctly, we just finished Chris 2. So, that should bring us... Yeah, because we're in the flashback in Edonia, right? So that should bring us to Jake 1, Jake 2. And then if we have time, we'll kick into Chris 3 tonight. And then... after that would be Jake 3, Jake 4, Chris 4, Leon 4, 5. And then a bunch of Adas, and then everyone else is 5s. So, that's what we're looking on. Get ready to take on Jake. Jake the Snake. Jake the Jake Man. Jake the Dog. Jake the Mercenary Man. I forgot to change my overlay. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. We'll fix it in post, all right? I don't know. I said that. We're not gonna fix anything. I'm not gonna do anything in post. I don't do posts for VODs. The only time I ever do post for VODs is if there's like an unfixable amount of copyright bullshit in it. God, that really just does look like a giraffe blowjob. That is just like, it's just there. Yeah, when I left off, we did Chris... Yeah, we did Chris 2 already. Alright, let's play Jake! The character we got instead of Jill! Fuck yeah! I am tempted to play as Sherry, because really, who the fuck cares about whoever this guy is? But the game says it's Jake's chapter, so we're going with Jake. My throat has been itching non-stop for like a week and a half. Maybe 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks. Also, I wanted to stream last night, but I ended up not being able to. Sorry about that. I'm sure everyone was really broken up about it. Fuck yeah, I love steroids. It's my favorite. You get that group gang, you get everyone steroiding it up. Oh, it's the best. You just like, you get naked, you shoot yourself up with steroids, and then you just like moan with the boys, you know? We all been there. This guy Jake, I play as Sherry. Hey mate, how you doing tonight? How's your ad treating you?
A lot more. Pretty sure this wasn't part of the contract. But I am willing to renegotiate.
Oh, fuck yeah. Jake doing his kung fu on the zombie. Oh man, this scene really makes Jake feel like a badass. Oh man, Jake, you're so cool. Oh, that was so cool. He kung fu fought the zombie. Oh man, what a way to show off Jake's prowess. As if Chris wouldn't fucking one-punch it, Leon wouldn't RKO it, and Jill wouldn't just snap its head off with one kick.
Saving this world, Jake Mueller.
And we have seen them do that. Like, all of them. We've seen them, like, one-hit a zombie. So, like... Oh man, Jake, you're so cool. Kung Fu fighting the zombie. I was gonna watch more movies with my friend, but he got a stomach ache, so it was canceled. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You lose something?
Just my balance. I'm fine. Sherry Birkin, the United States.
Yeah, good for you, but that's not really the time.
Show your brother Friday the 13th was funny as last year. I watched Psycho with him. Friday the 13th was like, yeah, we'll make Psycho, but the killer is the mom. Excuse me.
Those things up there were Juavo. They're the BOWs.
Friday the 13th plot twist
Shitload of BSA troops here.
probably works better now than it did at the time. Because Jason is such an iconic character at this point that, like, the mom being the killer kind of is now a better plot twist. Something about the way I have my stream set up right now is fucking awkward. Like, I can't get comfortable in this position. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I guess we'll just kind of see as we go. That's why I refuse to show my friend Scream until after he sees Friday the 13th. I can't move my camera. Oh, the game's being cinematic. Don't do this, game. Don't do that. Do not do that. I don't know how many times I have to say, do not... Oh, damn, Sherry. How many times I have to say, if you have a free-moving camera, the worst thing you can do is try to be cinematic.
Goddamn BSAA. What the hell are you shooting at?
Everyone in your platoon is one of those Juavo now. And you're dressed just like them. Come on,
Screamy asks
get out of here.
who the killer in Friday the 13th is, and she says Jason. The killer says, sorry, that's the wrong answer. I do not remember that part of Scream, but I have not seen Scream since it came out.
Man, this circus. You got any popcorn?
Stop talking. We don't have time.
Ow! Oh! These were bad guys. They were shooting at the thing shooting at me, so I wasn't sure. I don't think I can kill them. Hey, Max here. What's going on tonight? How you doing? Said on Discord you were playing Never Let It Die. Please stop, game. Please stop. Yeah, nothing is more annoying than a game taking away your camera controls. Bought Scream on DVD because I rented it from the library. It turns out the library's copy is so old that it's letterboxed so badly that even Max Zoom won't fix it. They bought a 16:9 DVD re-release they did for Scream 5 last year. They made 5 Screams? I think I stopped at like 2. Death verse Let It Die. Wow, that's the exact opposite of what I said. That's the like Suda game. We have a Suda game this horror month. Probably, maybe. I am being constantly barraged with missiles, and it is not killing me, and it is not killing the zombie. Sherry, get out of the missile. How's it treating you? Ooh, piece of ammo. So I've been fucking around with Final Fantasy X, and I just want to say that the Sphere Grid is probably my least favorite leveling system in any Final Fantasy game for surezies, and definitely one of my least favorite leveling systems in an RPG. It is so goddamn clunky. And I understand the arguments like, oh, but you can do anything with the characters. You can make them how you want. And I'm like, sure, that's cool and all, but Jesus Christ, does it feel bad to use? Let's see. I will say Scream sequels are pretty bad, but unlike Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven got to make Scream movies the way he wanted, what the studio wanted, except Scream 5 because it was after he died. It's a spin-off of the original Let It Die that's a 16-player battle royale. It's a bit frustrating but fun. I'm once again learning the horrors of shaving. Oh, shaving's the worst. I wish I was a video game character, just had a toggle option. Go beep.
All right, first things first. I want 200,000 up front, another 200 when this is over. Oh, and BOWs, those are extra. An additional $1,000 each.
I'm not here to hire you.
What? Why are you here?
Your blood.
What, are you the Red Cross or something?
No, listen, those things that attacked us. They were all exposed to a new virus.
FF10 grind is boring. I'm just talking about the, like, the sheer amount of time it takes you to navigate the Sphere Grid menu is even a pain in the ass. Like, say you had all spheres, right? If you were to try and level up your character, like, all the way from 0 to 100, right? And I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying, were you to do this, it would take you over an hour per character. That is just some fucking clunky bullshit. I would have much preferred, like, if you could just, like, slide your stats up on level up. Like, the easiest way to do this is, do not, for the love of God, stop overcomplicating your leveling systems. Everyone stop. It's not a system designed, it's fine, it's functional. All leveling systems are just there to enable you to play the game. You don't need to fucking reinvent the wheel every time you make a new video game. Also, Final Fantasy X, super fucking linear. Weirdly enough. Like, people shit on, like, Final Fantasy 13. It is as goddamn linear as 13 is. Like, in every way so far. I know you get, like, an airship and, like, you get to run around later, but, like, right now, fuck, it is a straight line. I didn't shave all summer, and now I'm doing it again, and I'm getting razor burnt as fuck, trying to hide it with pants and tights and shit. Good for sensitive, my ass. And my secret is I use aloe lotion. It doesn't prevent the razor burn, but it helps it go away faster, because it's hydrating. It's kind of like the Mantra grind in DDS. No, it's worse than Mantra. Sphere Grid is way worse than Mantra. Quote 31, I will now learn Wikipedia. Yeah, that's my number one complaint, I think, about 10 right now is
They're expecting us.
the fucking sphere grid system. I hate it.
We don't have a choice.
I hate it. This is, interestingly enough, the only scene I've ever seen from this game. Like, I have seen this be played before. Although, I remember a very similar scene, like, you're on the cliff and then there's, like, flying monsters coming at you. I wouldn't be shocked if it starts happening. Ooh, now that's some sexiness right there. I want to finish Final Fantasy V, but I'm not great with the job system. You know what has a great job system is Bravely Default. The original and second. Aw, yeah, Jake, you're so cool. Aw, yeah, he slammed the back of a zombie's head and the front of the zombie's head exploded. Ooh, man, I would like to have hot, sweaty sex with Jake. I don't know why I'm memeing on Jake. I think I'm just bitter he's not Jill. Like, realistically, I have no reason to have this much of a problem with Jake. You unlock jobs and shit, and then the characters learn spells and stuff from the jobs. Yeah, that's a basic job system.
Hey.
Okay.
So, see, you can see that Sherry's not a superhero because her jumping is a lot less awesome than everyone else's jumping. She jumps like a normal human person, whereas everyone else in this game jumps like they're from some kind of crazy action movie. What the fuck? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just upset that he's not Jill. Granted, I didn't get any for it. Nah, man, the job system's great. At least the Bravely series is. I won't speak to the Final Fantasy V job, the Final Fantasy V one, but...
Easy does it.
Because you get to use the, you get to use the ability, like, keep the abilities you use. It's great. It's like the ultimate way to, and then, like... It even allows for, like, mix and matching. It's like you're in control of building your character. It's the best. The job system is the best. Oh god, I can't even read that. Ferris. Dar, ye got courage trying to steal me ship out from under me own nose. The way this is framed makes it look like you're talking to a steering wheel. Yar! There she blows. I'll make you walk up my poop deck.
You don't know the half of it. Last I checked, my employers had a tank parked on the other side of the river. The only way the BSAA are leaving that bridge again are in body bags.
No, you're wrong. They're more resilient than you can imagine.
They got a Chris. Hey, I de-brained you. Is she a party member, or I don't know if I've ever played Final Fantasy V. I own it. I own Final Fantasy V, but I think I own. Do I own every mainline Final Fantasy? No, I do not own 15. But I own every other mainline Final Fantasy.
Hell. I'm not one of those roided out freaks, you morons!
This scene feels so bad to play. 15 is you? I'm not sure what that means. Max, you're over here identifying as a Final Fantasy.
Hey!
Okay.
Let's see, if I was a Final Fantasy, which one would I be?
What do you think?
2.
Fight or flight?
Wait, is that the right one? You fuck it, I said it, and I'm sticking with it.
Stick with me.
Oh, 15 is meh. Well, that makes so much more sense. Yes, I have heard that about 15. It goes on sale quite often. At some point, I will pick it up. I figured I've been on, like, this Mega 10 kick for so long, just out of, like, mostly pure coincidence, that I'm like, you know what, I should play a real RPG. I know there's a scene where you go to a fancy ballroom dance and Ferris wears a dress for the first time and she goes, "Yar, get these thrills off me." That's charming. Alright, we'll see. If that's true, then Final Fantasy 15 is the greatest Final Fantasy ever made. Usually I think it's the Royal Edition that's on Steam that goes on sale for like $20 every 5 minutes because Square has to basically give that game away. They do it with Far Cry also. They do that with Far Cry goes. Actually, I'm gonna back up on that. Square Enix is very good on its game sales. A lot of its games go on sale quite often. And it's very good about that. I will say, I feel like it vastly overcharges for its classics. There's, like, no goddamn reason Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 should be, like, $10. No, I think they might be $20. There's no fucking reason they should be $20. No, what I will say, if I'm being serious here, is I was just being spicy. Megami Tensei games are usually actually RPGs. There are a lot of games out there that are called RPGs that aren't. So I was just being a little spicy tonight. But no, they are RPGs. They do qualify. I'll say in the context of when SMT was coming out, fans overhype its influence on 90s RPGs fairly badly.
Okay, we go with your plan.
A lot of running? The Ustanak.
Son of a bitch, he's
That's a cool name. I love it. I wish I knew what it said.
Here goes nothing!
How did Sherry jump further than Jake? Well, Sherry, it's your fault for over-jumping. Quick! The concrete can't hold it, but a tiny piece of plywood definitely can.
He's tracking us. Well, technically, you.
I could not tell you how influential SMT was on 90s RPGs, unfortunately. I have not played the original SMT. Final Fantasy was out here getting experimental with every entry. SMT was, well, it played like an 80s RPG. Final Fantasy is... This is why when you said, like, SMT fans called Final Fantasy generic, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Final Fantasy is one of the most experimental RPG franchises in history, and I'm going to be honest here, I think it's to its detriment, because, dear God, does it go off into fucking left field? I mean, sometimes it works for it, but sometimes... It makes shit like 15, where you're a fucking boy band in a car. Like, sometimes you pop out of Final Fantasy VII, and then sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get Final Fantasy 13. Or 12. Yeah, I'll call out 12. That game is fucking terrible. Final Fantasy 12 is in every way worse than fucking Final Fantasy 13. In every way. Those games are great, except if, but it wasn't pushing that many boundaries.
Look, we can get out there.
This place looks like it's gonna collapse too.
You could make an argument that even though the first Final Fantasy was attempting to rip off Dragon Quest, it was still being a little experimental, even if in its first entry. Like, time travel wasn't really a thing back then when Final Fantasy I came out, and it's a major plot point in that game.
Okay.
I'ma say it, Final Fantasy deserves this crown, but it also deserves to lose it.
Damn it! They found us!
Shit. Don't these assholes have anything better to do?
The most boundary pushing SMT was doing in the early 90s was setting up being more non-fantasy. You want to talk about an RPG series behind the times? Dear God, Pokemon. Oh, look at you with a German suplex! Which is funny, because according to SMT, in the post-apocalyptic far distant future, cloaks and capes came back in fashion. Actually, I'll defend that. Cloaks and capes are kind of still in fashion. In certain parts. They're great for keeping the sun off of you. Like, if it's a hot apocalypse, you need your cloaks and your capes, obviously, honestly. Like, they're functional pieces of clothing. I own a cloak. I don't wear it that often. It's hard to find an occasion where you need a cloak. I think I own a cape, too. I do own a cape. That's even harder to find an occasion to wear, though. There is going to be a boss fight here. How did Demi-Fiend never get a Kagetsuchi burn? We don't know that he didn't, to be fair. What about the Quintet Trilogy? Yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I could not tell you what that is. It's a long gun! The elephant gun! Womp, womp, womp. No thanks. Can we have the regular handgun? There's like a bunch of sales going on Steam right now if you were interested in any kind of game, really. I know Sega's having a sale right now. Got some good prices on some Yakuzas. Damn, do you own linen underwear, chainmail tights, and pesado sack shoes? For the sake of the bit, I will say yes, but in reality, no. I do own multiple swords of varying quality. Soul Brazier, Illusion of Gaia, and Terra Agma. Okay, honestly, I've heard of, I think, the Quintet trilogy, but I have not heard of those 3 games individually, so I'm not very well versed on that, is what I'm getting. I think 90s RPGs, obviously I would go straight to Final Fantasy, but I think I would follow that with Pokemon. That was kind of like when Pokemon was coming into its own.
Okay.
Oh man, who'd have seen that coming? Certainly not me, what with all of the explosive barrels nearby.
I don't think he's too keen on us leaving.
Take down the Ustanok!
Get over it then, huh?
Sherry, don't stand in the explosive barrel. For the record, I do not know what Dragon Quest was doing in the 90s. I never finished a single Pokemon game. Oh yeah, it's 1, that's right. Mmm, yummy, yummy. If I were to recommend a Pokemon game, I would actually recommend a more modern one because it has back row XP. After that, I would say it probably depends on what you want from a Pokemon game. Like, are you looking for a challenge, or are you looking for a piss baby easy encounter, or are you looking for, like, a story? They're all pre-installed on the... Yeah, I've heard of the franchise, but I have not played a single game in them.
You're not taking Jake.
Played a little H, they're pretty interesting. I have a list of the... I have a massive list of RPGs I want to play at some point. Excuse me, based off this Wikipedia list I found of the, like, best-selling JRPG franchises of all time. Dragon Quest V came out, and that one you have sex. Ooh, fancy. That was wrong.
Hope you haven't forgotten about my $50 million.
Talk to my boss. Make it out of here alive.
Well, depending on the sister you marry, if you marry the more frisky one and you talk to her, she says, sorry for the scratch marks on your back. Dragon Quest is actually kind of underappreciated as an RPG series. It's basically everyone's grandpa. And it doesn't get as much credit for being the grandpa. Despite reportedly still putting out some hits. Like, Dragon Quest, what, 11 came out recently and everyone was all on that shit. Guessing Chrono Trigger was on there. Yes, but I have also played Chrono Trigger. I've also played Chrono Cross, actually. Not recently, though. I'm getting my ass just kicked in right now. Just, like, concave. See, the problem with wizardry is no one fucking remembers it. Like me, 5 seconds ago, when I completely forgot about it. Besides, I'm not necessarily talking about the oldest. I'm more talking about, like, raw influence.
Gotcha, son of a bitch!
Alright, technically Jake should be dead. Like, if a pillar explodes that close to his face, there's no way some debris didn't catch him.
I swear, this mission gets harder by the minute. But at least you're still safe. We've got a lot riding on us.
One day, I will play Dragon Quest 1. I have played a Dragon Quest. I played the one where you go Super Saiyan. I want to say 7. It was on PS2. Part in Dragon Quest 5 where you have babies get turned into statue time skip, and now you play as a bunch of 10-year-olds killing monsters shit to save their parents. Atlas remembers wizardry, considering they whipped off wizardry gameplay for
3
years.
ago, I thought I was gonna die in the jungles of South America. Enemy had us surrounded.
I know wizardry
knew
more
everyone on my team
by
was dead. I
historical
lost my
significance than
This bastard comes at me
anything
with a knife.
about how it
Probably
plays
thought I
or
was in with
looks.
a bullet.
Or
Why are you telling me this?
Man, dying on a blade is the last way you want to go. Ugh, it's a bitch. Mercs like me, we don't get a say in how we die. That's just how it goes.
It's kind of what you signed up for.
really, Capcom?
Dying for money is one thing. That's my choice. But
Really?
dying for no good reason, that didn't sit right with me. So, you want to tell me what that big friggin' behemoth was and why he's trying to kill me?
That thing is just like the Juavo, a bioorganic weapon created with the C virus. He's being used by a terrorist organization called Neo Umbrella.
Never heard of him.
Oh, someone got fucking
Study
frisky.
antibodies in your blood, and they don't care
Can't
if you
shove your
donor
dick in
blood.
plastic.
I was better off
That's
as a mercenary.
wrong.
I'm not gonna
Can't.
let anything happen to you.
Solid plastic.
No, not me. Just my blood. Well, the world can have it. As long as someone ponies up the dough.
Now remember, people, if a hot blonde girl comes up to you and asks for your blood, she's a vampire. This looks like a boss arena. See, you can tell this game has no aim assist, because I can't aim for shit in it. I am, like, really low on herbs for Jake. This is crazy.
Okay.
Oh, imagine if they remade Chrono Cross to be like Genshin Impact. I have not played Genshin Impact. I've heard good things. Genshin Impact to me seems like a mix. It's like a mixture of like a gacha game and like Breath of the Wild, isn't it?
in Raccoon City.
How
See,
do you
I
know
don't
that?
play gacha games anymore.
Wait, are you Chris?
I got into trading cards. I play Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like a gacha game, but the servers can't go down.
Yes, he's a
and
mercenary.
you get to
Right now,
resell
he's
your
under the protection
girls.
of the U.S. government. He's no threat to the PSAA.
Unless someone pays me to be.
What did you just say?
What? Nothing.
HQ to Alpha Team. Reinforcements are unable to land due to anti-aircraft artillery. Take them out.
Alpha Team copy.
What? We're picking up a large bogey on radar. It's heading right for you.
Oh, nosers.
We'll talk later. Right now, you need to find cover.
The cost it must take to make one of those and then ship one of those is... I guess it's worth it.
Roger that, Echo. We'll take care of it for you.
Like, I guess it would be worth it because it's basically immune to small arms.
We'll give you a hand.
No, wait. But it's not immune to, like, artillery anything.
You need the help.
Christ. My chances of survival were higher when I was a soldier of fortune.
No, I'm actually gonna go back on this thing. This thing, it cannot be cost effective. They have to get a helicopter to fucking airdrop this giant monster. It's gotta be cheaper just to bring in, like, a tank or something. Although I'd say Genshin was more diverse biomes to explore. Now you gotta fight this as Jake. Yeah. At least now that I've done it as Chris, I know what the game is asking me to do.
I need you to distract that giant BOW! I can't work with that BOW around!
You're a BOW.
We'll take care of one of those big ones.
A bitch out of water.
Thanks for volunteering me for the job, eh?
I don't know what that means. Yeah, I vaguely am aware of Genshin Impact. I know the emergency food jokes about Paimon. And I know it has possibly the worst community of any game.
I'm sending the charges now! I need you to distract that giant BOW! I can't work with that BOW around!
Bass out of water. Hell yeah! So if both Chris and Jake stabbed it, which one's canon?
I'm setting the charges now!
Whoa. Like in every way. I mostly mean most toxic, though.
Just need a little more time!
Like, the Genshin fandom is worse than, like, even Pokemon in Mega 10. They are just... oh, they are nightmares.
Charge unit set! Everyone get back!
Only 2 guns left.
Hell yeah.
Okay, head to the next target!
Haven't encountered much of those. Probably... oh, many fandoms worse than them. It's It's a bar. Although I would still argue that I don't think there is a fandom that hates its games more than Pokemon fans. There are some children's cartoons with worse fandoms than those two games. But that is because, and people are kind of loath to admit it, video game fandoms aren't actually the worst fandoms. I don't interact with community much. I can only advise most people to not interact with most, like, dedicated... Like, my advice for people is do not engage with fandoms. Engage with fans. Because fandoms are terrible. At no point should you ever identify yourself by your like of a specific piece of media. If you bring up Rise to the TMT fandom, okay. Excuse me. I love how I was like, now I know exactly what to do, and I'm over here like, the fuck am I doing? Oh, I had to stand here before this idiot blew the door open. Just blow the door open! Much as I love Mega 10, it would be funny to see it end up like Silent Hill when Silent Hill fans complained that the new games suck. It's true they did, and would say, Konami, let Silent Hill die, please. And now that there's no Silent Hill games being made, please, we're starving for content. We need new Silent Hill.
Just need a little more time.
There is evidence that a Silent Hill is being considered. No, I know what TMNT is. I'm not that anti-turtle that I don't know the acronym. Eat a pill. It's more I have no idea what Rise is. One thing about Dragon Quest V is you can really tell who Toriyama's waifu was in that game.
Good job, Alpha. One gun left. There's another giant BOW.
In what way? Toriyama is terrible at writing female characters.
Alpha, prepare to engage.
Very split on Rise of the TMNT.
Only one to go. Into that underground passage.
I know he doesn't write Dragon Quest, I'm just putting it out there. Like, he forgot about launch. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, alright, while we're fucking talking about Dragon Ball, while we're talking about Toriyama, and we're talking about bad fandoms, the Dragon Ball fandom is fucking awful. On many levels. One of which is this absolute reverence for Dragon Ball. And I'm gonna put this out here. And I will stand by this. Dragon Ball, as a franchise, just across all entries, Dragon Ball is fucking terrible. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is. It's not good. It was never good. It was always fucking terrible. Alright? Toriyama doesn't care about it. He just did it for a paycheck. He has admitted he just does it for a paycheck. And you're getting attached to this fucking garbage show just because it was related to your childhood. Like, it's okay to like things from your childhood, but let's not fucking over-defend it. Dragon Ball fucking sucks and always has, alright? There's some great moments in it. There's some good things about it. Dragon Ball is fucking terrible, alright? Accept it and move on. Anyway. The real thing is, with the Dragon Ball fandom, while I'm being incredibly inflammatory, is that anytime literally any character is brought up, or anytime any characters are compared whatsoever, some fucking dipshit Dragon Ball fan has to pop in there and be like, yeah, but Goku beat the shit out of all of them. What's hilarious is, like, the Dragon Ball fandom loves to bring up how powerful Goku is, but... And they love to suck Goku's dick and be like, Goku's the strongest fictional character ever. And then they fucking show up in this scenario where they're like, yeah, but can this character fucking beat Goku? And it'll... And sometimes they'll bring it up against the wrong fucking character, and the answer is like, yeah, obviously they can beat Goku, you fucking dumb shit. And they're like, no, Goku's like the strongest and fastest though. And it's like, don't fucking bring up Goku in a fight where he obviously gets his shit pushed in if you're not gonna go, like, accept the fact that Goku gets his shit pushed in. Like, Dragon Ball fans think fucking Goku shit's gold. Also, Goku is the worst character in Dragon Ball. He is. Goku fucking sucks. Get over it. Goku's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck Goku. Literally everyone is better than Goku. I've said this before, I like Dragon Ball, alright? I'll acknowledge that it's fucking terrible, but I like Dragon Ball, partially because I grew up on it, partially because it has some really good moments, alright? It does shine in pieces. But, like, Goku is awful, and he's the worst character. Like, I like all of the other characters, I'll admit it, I'm a fucking Goku hater, alright? Goku sucks, fuck Goku. He just gets random power-ups out of nowhere. Like, they like to pretend like Goku earns it, but he fucking doesn't. He used to, but especially, like, post-Super, Goku just gets power-ups out of nowhere. There's a reason, like, most fucking grown-ups start switching over to, like, the Vegeta side. It's because Vegeta is a vastly better-handled character.
I need you to distract that giant VOW! I can't work with that VOW!
Alright, that's my Dragon Ball rant. That isn't fully formed, and I'm not fully committing to anything I just said. Mostly because a lot of it was off the cuff, and I was kind of playing it up for the camera. I didn't know you could fire with this. But the basic sentiments are, fuck Goku. Dragon Ball sucks. And Goku is not the strongest fictional character ever. He's not even the strongest character in Dragon Ball. Alright. The funny thing is that the haters haven't watched it all the way through. That is related to TMNT. Don't worry, I didn't miss the plot there. I still got you, Max, here. You can marry 3 sisters, Bianca, Nera, or Deborah, and the art usually just has Bianca with the hero. But then there's the kids, and the kids' hair is determined by who you marry for Bianca, blue for Nera, and black for Deborah. The blonde is in every single piece of art.
All anti-aircraft guns have been silenced. Nice
that might not necessarily be Toriyama. That might just be the art department. Or not the art department. That might be the, that might be marketing. My brother wants to watch Dragon Ball, and here's how I describe Dragon Ball to him. Dragon Ball is not an actual story, it's a loosely connected series of events. I would say, genuinely, here's my thing about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is great to appreciate for a historical perspective. But if you are trying to get into an actual show, Dragon Ball is not the way to go. It does not, I'm sorry to tell you, it was never very good. Even at the time, it wasn't very good. You know who else prefers Dr. Slump to Dragon Ball? Toriyama.
Targeting those exposed organs. Fire at will.
Good work out there, Alpha. Echo team will be landing shortly.
Like, even if you compare, like, other 90s action series, Dragon Ball kind of... Well, no, Dragon Ball is the
Thank you
80s.
so much for your help.
Yeah, Dragon Ball's 80s. You know what? I take that back.
Hey. We met?
No, you jarheads all look the same to me, pal. Sorry.
You've got to be kidding me.
My mistake. Have a safe flight.
All I'm saying is Dragon Ball doesn't hold up. Like, especially in, like, 2022, if you're looking for, like, a shonen battle series, you have better options. Better options, I would recommend... If your brother's looking for shonen battle series, better options are,
There's something I need to write down.
you know what else was airing while Dragon Ball was airing?
Mr.
Renma,
Wheeler
way
is
better shonen.
requesting compensation for his
Like, if we're
cooperation.
talking, like, modern era, a great first anime is Demon Slayer.
Yes.
It's a great first anime. I think it's not very good, but it's a great way to get into anime, I think.
I'll let him know.
It's very digestible. Jujutsu Kaisen is really good for a modern era. Honestly, My Hero Academia, all of these are better than Dragon Ball. None of these I would say are particularly great or stand out. I'm just throwing them out there. Bleach is good-ish. I mean, it's a better action series at the very least. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You know what? Scratch that. Name a shonen battle series, and it's probably better than Dragon Ball.
You mean Chris?
That's the one.
Like a big name, important one, like Naruto, obviously One Piece, but I think that just slides in there. One Piece, I don't even know if I would recommend One Piece as a shonen battle series, because One Piece kind of transcends that, like, general concept, because it's, let's be clear, yes, I do mean that One Piece is better than all of them, but I actually mean because One Piece is so, like, plot and world-building heavy and focused that it's kind of, like, on a level above that. And becomes less of a show. It's also not necessarily puts its, like...
Oh my god.
It doesn't necessarily put its focus on the action despite also being, like, a pseudo-action series. So I wouldn't necessarily lump in One Piece with that, just because, like, One Piece has more in common with Hunter x Hunter than it does with, like, Dragon Ball, for example.
Sorry. I didn't mean to put you in danger.
This is why I get paid the big bucks.
Here's anime my brother's seen. Naruto, My Hero Academia, Cowboy Bebop, Bleach, still watching, Demon Slayer, Trigun, Yu Yu Hakusho, Akira, and a bunch of weird anime movies I've never seen. Yeah, I would definitely go with Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is a definite recommendation then. Also, Hunter x Hunter, not terrible? Yeah, no, if your brother like... Yeah, no, if your brother liked some of the, like, more mature stuff like Bebop, he'd probably like, he'd probably get on to some like, to some, like, Hunter x Hunter stuff, yeah. Oh, Hunter x Hunter is very overrated, by the way. People talk about it like it's the fucking best thing since sliced bread. It's really not that good. Togashi's not a fucking unstoppable god of manga. He's not that good of a writer. I'm sorry to tell you this, everyone. I'm sorry to tell you that Hunter x Hunter is just fucking renowned for being, let's be clear, probably the only mature anime you've ever watched. I'm sorry. I'll say it. It's not that great. Yes, it's good. Yes, it is good, and there are well-written parts in it, but it's not. It's not a masterpiece.
This just gets better and better.
I'm just fucking coming in with the hot takes. I don't even know if I'm willing to fully back up most of this because it's so off the cuff and I'm also playing a fucking game in the middle of this. So if you grill me on these opinions, I might not stand by them. Wait, can I just blow up the helicopter?
He's locked onto us! This is getting a little crazy, even for me.
Can't take any more hits. You've got to shoot the missiles down.
I should have read the fine print before.
Oh yeah,
signing
Samurai
up for this.
Champloo is definitely better than Bebop. I'd agree to that.
Stay put, you son of a bitch!
Take away his option. Shoot the choppers down.
Yeah, I figured it. I figured that, Sherry. Actually, yeah, Samurai Champloo is a great suggestion. Oh, Black Clover's pretty good. Black Clover's underrated, actually. Look, I'm with Giga. Black Clover's better than My Hero Academia. Black Clover has a better developed side cast than like 98% of other shonen action series. Hunter x Hunter is better than Yu Yu Hakusho. You want to talk about overrated action series? Dear God. Fucking... Yu Yu isn't even good. One thing Black Clover does really well is it is really good at developing its side cast. Like, basically all of the characters get developed. Like, Black Clover is the series where it's like female, where its heroine has surpassed its main character in popularity. Like, think about that. That'd be like Sakura passing Naruto. It would be fucking batshit. I cannot stand these articles. I get in my newsfeed 10 best shoujo, and then half of them, this shit isn't shoujo. Accuracy A, Death A. Death A? I didn't die. What the fuck does... Yeah, Noelle is awesome, actually. I claimed that she beat an arc villain before. I technically think Asta gets the finishing blow, but she was the one that won the fight. So I'm counting it as it is the only shonen where the heroine defeats the arc villain. That said, I've heard the manga for Black Clover's going off the rails right now. Let's see. A good example is when they include Takahashi stuff. She didn't write shoujo, she wrote shonen and seinen. Yes. Accuracy A, deaths A, clear time A, enemies routed A, beat the chapter without entering dying state, killed 10 enemies or more with physical attacks, killed 5 enemies with explosive drums. So I guess you can get A-ranked deaths if you have 1 death. 10 headshots, killed an enemy using the environment, used an enemy's attack to kill another enemy, beat the chapter without the use of grenades, rescued partner, killed an enemy with physical, killed an enemy with stealth. I forgot stealth was a thing. Veto, the magic, the beast magic guy. Yeah, in the water temple. Killed an enemy with a physical attack, and it's fucking hype. Also, I will say Black Clover did this awesome thing where it Black Clover did this awesome thing where there was a time skip, and it was like the main characters we gotta do a training montage. And most shonen series, when there's a time skip training montage, it like follows like the main character or something. Black Clover had exactly zero goddamn interest in showing you what Asta's training was. It literally showed you, I think, every character in the entire series' training other than the main character. To this day, it's not clear how Asta got that fucking jacked. Rescued a part. Now he looks like a thumb. Killed an enemy with a physical attack. It also has some fucking sick openings. Oh my god. Killed an enemy with stealth attack, executed a headshot, tripped a running enemy, made a promise with your partner, escaped from collapsing building, teamed up with the BSAA in Town Square. You didn't get that rocket trip? And no, the best part is everyone else in the entire series did, though. Oh, shit. That's why you respect Black Clover. Because, like, even as it adds its cast, it continuously develops the cast that it does have. Like, it doesn't leave them to the wayside like something like Naruto did, where everyone, like, gets progressively weaker except for the main character. It does kind of do that. But it tries to make sure that even its old cast members stay relevant, and it keeps updating them, and it keeps checking it in, and they keep getting arcs to develop their characters. If Black Clover does anything, is it develops its characters better than basically any other shonen series.
Pull it out.
I would, or I should say any shonen action series. I would make an exception for One Piece. And that's it. I would make an exception for One Piece, and that is it. I think every other shonen action series is worse at developing its sidecast than Black Clover. I won't say that they don't do it, because that would be wrong. That would be a lie. But they are worse at it than Black Clover. Friend wants to get in comics, I just sent him this. It's not wrong. When he started using projectiles. You ever read the Naruto pilot?
What the hell?
Yes, but I do not remember anything about it.
Long story.
Yeah, maybe it's your blood they should be testing for vaccines.
See, Sherry is superhuman.
More than I can stand.
What are you doing?
The data's gone.
What data?
One Piece drags its feet a lot.
Your blood analysis, your gene,
I
everything that we need to make a
will not disagree with that. I think Dressrosa goes on for a bit long. I do. Dressrosa is too fucking long. And I have not read or watched Wano, but I have heard the similar thing about Wano, is that Wano also took way too much time.
Data chips. We've got to find them.
In the middle of a snowstorm? You really want me to work for that money, don't you?
Alright. A lot of episodes feel like they're trying to drag fight scenes on more than DBZ. Oh, if we're talking just the anime, I will explain that right now. The issue with One Piece is the show does not have filler, and it doesn't update itself seasonally, like something like My Hero Academia. I would argue that, like, either Attack on Titan or Hiroaka was kind of the one that started the seasonal trend for, like, shonen action series. It's correct. But One Piece has been running since, like, the 90s, so it doesn't really run like that. So that's why people were very critical when Black Clover started running, is with the One Piece, like, Studio Pierrot format, rather than the, at that point, beginningly popularized Hiroaka format, where they just, like, drop a season or two every, year or something. But
Find your gear,
Anyway,
And I brew us up a
rewinding back to what I was saying. The point about One Piece is because it runs weekly, year long, year on end, right? Every week, it runs out of chapters to adapt, and because One Piece doesn't contain a lot of filler, it has a very low filler content for its episode count. What happens is they end up usually adapting one chapter per episode. And the usual episode count for adaptions is usually, because chapters are shorter than like episode length would normally cause, just because of like how an anime would work. The typical shonen, just general shonen, honestly. I was gonna like qualify that by saying action, but no, just the general shonen, like 20 chapter adaption is typically 2 to 3 chapters per episode. And One Piece, because they don't want to like use a lot of filler, will typically adapt one chapter per one episode, meaning that One Piece is like adaptation to chapter ratio causes the like episodes to feel glacial, because compared to like other shonen series, as far as like the anime is concerned, One Piece is moving 3 times slower, just because how they're choosing to adapt it. This is, again, why Hiroaka sort of setting the precedent that shonen battle series become like seasonal rather than year-long is actually such a benefit to those series, because it allows a proper like set of pacing for your anime. Like, you don't usually get pacing issues in seasonal anime like that.
And they're encased in a cocoon.
Naruto pilot is about Naruto, the son of an evil demon fox who tried to kill a bunch of people. And everyone hates him. Naruto's a biker punk who uses magic because he's a demon. He can change human appearance. Usually a big goof-ass girl tells pranks and Sidley and tells him to make friends. Yeah, I have read it. Death Note pilot is pretty interesting. So is Tokyo Ghoul. I have not read those pilots. I have read Naruto. I used to be a huge Naruto fan. And this is, I think, part of the reason why I harped on that people need to shit on Dragon Ball more. Because you can't, like, liking series from your childhood is fine, but you gotta be able to look back over them and, like, realize they're not that great. Like, you gotta be, like, realistic about this kind of shit. Like, there's nothing wrong about loving shit from your childhood, but I mean, like, take a fucking step back from your own, like, rose-colored nostalgia glasses, right? Yeah. Like, I grew up on Dragon Ball, but I'll still enjoy Dragon Ball, right? But you can fuck right off with it being the greatest anime ever. If you think Dragon Ball is the greatest anime ever, you are either old, or you have seen 2 anime. Death Note pilot is about Light being a wimpy kid who gets bullied constantly. One day he finds a black notebook lying on the ground. It's blank, so he starts using it as a diary. He learns the people he writes about all die. Later, Ryuk shows up and tells him his diary is a death note. That's kind of like the Netflix special, isn't it? That I did not watch. Excuse me. See, I'm allowed to shit on these things because I actually watched/read them. I was not expecting to run around a snowfield when I started the stream tonight. I mean, it's happening, and I'm okay with it, but I wasn't expecting that. I will also, once again, repeat that I'm not 100% willing to back up anything I'm saying during these rants. Wow, that was awesome! Where was that Sherry during the entirety of this game? And in Resident Evil 2? Ryuk tells Light everything about the Death Note and kind of pushes him to use it. Ugh.
So this little thing is chock full of data on me, huh? Too late. Better hurry before I freeze my ass off.
So why do we need Jake's blood anyway? I understand they want to make a C-virus vaccine, but like, why Jake? Like, who the fuck is Jake? Yeah, that's right, I'm paying attention to the game. You didn't think I was, because I keep saying inflammatory shit. Other anime hot take. Gen Urobuchi is overrated. Madoka's not that good. Akira sucks. What else we got? I'm just dropping it tonight. You know what? Akira, the anime sucks. I hear the manga may fix 90% of my problems with the anime. Let's see, what other hot takes I got? What other hot takes I got? I think I'm out. Hiroaka was never that good. It didn't really get worse. It was always just kind of at that level. Tokyo Ghoul Pilot is about Ken Kaneki, a guy who works at a coffee. Oh no, wait! I actually think I did read the Tokyo Ghoul Pilot. Clumsy coffee worker Toka. There's news about a serial murder. Ghouls are a known thing. Anyway, Ken is actually a serial killer. He's a ghoul he wants to eat. A ditzy co-worker Toka, but then she saves him from Ghoul Hunter. He ends up being all, yeah, we can be ghoul buds together. And the coffee shop owner also a ghoul and wants to teach Ken and Toka how to blend in with them. Outlaw Star and Trigun. Alright, here's my controversial opinions about Outlaw Star and Trigun. I haven't watched them. Hell yeah! The hottest of takes! Ghost in the Shell, the original movie, is not good. There we go. Surreal Experiments Lane kinda sucks. Putting it out there. Boom, let's keep going. Evangelion, not that deep. It is good though. It is good. I don't want to be misconstrued on that one. Evangelion thumbs up. But not that deep though. What else we got? Let's keep going. I'm gonna make it my goal to make enemies with everyone in the anime community tonight. My Hero Academia introduced prejudice subplot in the second episode and doesn't follow up on it. Yes. Well, yeah. Well, that's because now Deku has powers. Honestly, if we're gonna actually dissect the where's my favorites list? If we're actually gonna talk about like actual legitimate plots with My Hero Academia, I think my description on my original, like, Wadawa episode basically sums up a huge issue with it, which is My Hero Academia is a series about a kid with no superpowers who suddenly gets the greatest superpower. So its whole concept is like Deku is underappreciated and he's like discriminated against and he's got no powers and then it's like, here, have the best power in the world though. Wow. What a compelling story. See, this is why I say Hiroaka was never that good. Deku's the guy that gets out of the hood and then starts voting Republican. So there is actually a known issue with My Hero Academia, which is that apparently the Japanese audience fucking hates the villains of it, and Horikoshi really loves writing the villains, but the audience doesn't like them as much. So he ended up, like, he specifically stated he has rushed the series to skip past the villain parts because the audience doesn't like villains. So he's basically compromising an artistic integrity because the Japanese audience doesn't like supervillains. I would like to take full credit for that shot, but I did not fully see where the reticle was, and a little bit of that was blind aiming. Like, I'd like to say that was the coolest headshot ever, but it wasn't. Also, Deku does not have the best superpower. There's, like, a character they introduced in the manga called, like, Stars and Stripes, who has an objectively better superpower. And also, let's not forget, there's a guy whose body is a fucking portal. Like, Deku's power... Now, Deku has multiple powers. I don't think that's too much of a spoiler. I think anyone with a brain could have figured that out after Season 2. But... Deku's, like, main power is punch! And that is... in no fucking universe is punch the best power. Until his power eventually becomes kick, but that's, like, the same issue. My problem, I think, with My Hero Academia is, one, it borrows a lot of Western comic tropes, but it kind of plays them too straight. So if you know anything about Western comics, which I imagine a lot of, like, the anime audience doesn't, but if you know anything about them, you see that, like, the tropes and things that Horikoshi plays into have been done so much better before him. Like, the Stain arc is fucking just... Like, a lot of people suck that arc as dick, but, like, as someone who has read Western comics, it is hot garbage. It is not that good. I don't want to go all the way and say hot garbage. There are things to like about the Stain arc, but yeah, no, it's not great. It really isn't. I think My Hero could be better if it developed how the powerless people live in the world. Oh, My Hero Academia could be better if it does a lot of things. Can I really be a hero without getting quirk? Of course. Ever heard of Batman or Iron Man? But I'm not rich. Then eat my hair. Where's My Hero? When is My Hero gonna rip off Watchmen? But yeah, another thing I have issues with is that the superpowers in Hiroaka are so not creative. It's just like, super strength, acid, I'm invisible. It's like, come on. You can get spicy with it. Get a little spicy with it. I don't know if I could offhandedly name a single character in My Hero Academia with a power I consider actually creative. Quirks are really fucking stupid. I don't have a problem with quirks as a concept, or even as execution, other than a lot of them are really boring. Like I said, there's no, like, spicy superpowers. And people can be like, oh, not everything needs to be like JoJo or Hunter x Hunter, but, like, it could be. I'm saying there is a line between crazy bullshit powers and, like fucking piss baby simple bullshit, is what I'm saying. I also, another issue I have always had with Hiroaka is that the entrance exam is, for, like, Class A, is to beat up a bunch of giant robots. And, if you look at the clearly Horikoshi created the entrance exam and then created the class roster afterward, or he created the class roster first and he didn't think about how it related to the entrance exam, because Class A could not have possibly passed the entrance exam. You want to tell me how Invisible Girl beat a fucking giant robot? Like, Uraraka makes sense. Bakugo makes sense. I get how they won. Yeah, how did Invisible Girl take out a giant robot? Like, realistically.
Yeah, thanks for the help. Now let's get out of this cold.
I have a lizard head, taped arms, yeah. Belly laser. Yeah, no, like, Class A is so fucking poorly made. Like, the one thing you had to do was, okay, we have giant fuck you robot. Who could possibly have passed this test? The answer is 90% of Class A could not have. The one kid who got a healing factor is the luckiest kid around. Fuck you, explosions, fire, ice, or gravity shit. Healing factor. And they kind of point out the issue with the entrance exam in Season 2, where, like, one guy's power is fucking mind control. And it's like, yeah, I failed the entrance exam because you can't mind control a goddamn robot. It's like... fucking, what do they call the Academy? The Academy is supposed to be, like, the best place to learn to be a superhero, but it feels so fucking incompetent. Like, no wonder the guy whose power is I create tornadoes was like, I didn't want to go there, I went to this other school instead. Because, Jesus Christ. Like, the mismanagement of that academy. No fucking wonder Deku's mom wanted to rip him out of Hiroaka. Because the school fucking sucks. It's constantly under terrorist attacks. Constantly being attacked by fucking supervillains. The entrance exam is fucking stupid. It's awful. It's just like Hogwarts. It is exactly... Yes, it's superhero Hogwarts. It makes no fucking sense if you think about it for more than any amount of time. This ain't like Naruto, where the answer to passing was work as a team. So, what I actually love about the Bell test... First off, Naruto is better than My Hero Academia. I'm gonna drop that and just fucking drop it and walk away, because it's true. On every level, honestly. But anyway, the great thing about the Bell test is it basically puts you up against a superior force that you basically have no way of overcoming by yourself. And so the idea behind it is there's actually... The Bell test isn't complete bullshit because there's 3 ways to pass the Bell test theoretically. 1, if you have the... Now, we never see this, but theoretically, if you have the biggest, swingingest dick, you could... probably 1v1 your Jonin. And if you take the Bell, again, we've never seen this, but I'm willing to bet if you take the Bell, you will pass the Bell test. Number 2 is the idea is to teach you teamwork, because the idea is you're not supposed to be able to 1v1 your Jonin. So the idea is, another way to pass the bell test is if you work as a team of 3 and you manage to achieve the 2 bells, then in theory, you would also, just like the fact that you use teamwork, because that's the basic idea of the test, you could pass the test through sheer teamwork. The final passing of the bell test is inevitably when there's only 2 meals at the end of the test. If you share your food despite the rules violations, that is also a way to pass the test, because it shows you're willing to put yourself at risk for your teammates. Which is another solution to the bell test. So the bell test has 3 possible solutions, each one teaching valuable lessons. Izuku, please, there's a better, more safer school in America. You can go there. No, stop. UA is giving me gray hairs, whatever his mom's name is. I mean, UA is not even the only school in Japan. But yeah, anyway, a interesting thing about the bell, and so when you see the flashback of the Senning, the Sannin, an interesting thing you see is that Tsunade and Orochimaru actually are holding bells in the flashback, which almost gives the implication that combined they managed to actually beat Sarutobi. Which is why the fucking Sannin have the biggest swing in its dicks. But But yeah, so one thing that always got me is that if Naruto was a more mature fighter, he would have taken the bell from Kakashi. Because when you if you go back to like episode 3 of Naruto, you'll see that Naruto gets Kakashi in a headlock when he has like his clone distraction, and then Kakashi uses substitution jutsu to swap himself with like a Naruto clone. But the way substitution jutsu works, as explained, is that you use high speed to swap yourself with another physical object. So Kakashi moved away from where Naruto was, grabbed the Naruto clone, shoved him in front, like into the headlock with the other Naruto clone, and then that's why they got into a fight. Which means at one point Kakashi was in physical contact with Naruto, which means that instead of which means Naruto was close enough to put and managed to get the drop on Kakashi to such a significant extent that he did successfully land a sneak attack. Which means if Naruto had, instead of deciding to try and get, like, revenge on Kakashi by, like, putting him in the headlock and then beating the shit out of him, if Naruto had just, like, snuck up on Kakashi and just ripped the bell out, immediate test. Pass. Like, that's one thing that always got me, is like, Naruto, you almost just, like, outright just ripped, like, Naruto was closer to getting the bell than anyone else was in that test. And he didn't, because he was a fucking immature child that just needed to land a hit.
So much, he wasn't even recognizable.
Which is, in itself, also a lesson for the character. I mean, let's be honest, like, Naruto even, like, passed, like Chunin exam, Naruto would have just grabbed the bell.
That's not what I meant. The people who saved me, Leon and Claire, are the closest friends I've ever had.
Claire is that BSAA guy's sister, right?
American school will be like, alright, I'm Professor Castle, my job is to teach you little shits how to use swords, guns, and hand-to-hand combat.
Still just trying to live up to their example.
My favorite, possibly my favorite character in all of My Hero Academia is, I think, a hero called Snipe. He is a cowboy motherfucker with a gas mask, and he uses a revolver. And his ability is gun. I love that. His ability is that he shoots really good with a gun.
Looks like we got some party crashers.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, this man's power is gun. Fuck you. Snipe is the best character. What about the exam from Black Clover? The exam from what I remember, there are 2 different exams from Black Clover that I remember. The first one is the entrance exam, where the birds show up and they see how much magical power they have, and then they cause you to 1v1 each other. It's not a great exam, honestly. But the basic idea for, like, Magic Knight, like, it's a good way to, like, judge fighting potential, I guess, which is kind of, like, the main thing for, which is an important factor for being a Magic Knight, but I feel like there's more testing required, is what I'm saying. The second exam is the 3v3 exam, where it's not really an exam. I think it's like a night competition, but it's like a 3v3 exam where you have to protect your crystal and you have to take out the opponent's crystals or completely like take out their enemy team. And I think that's actually a much better test because it like helps to show your the characters how they work as a team, and like it is a great combination of things you would theoretically need to do as a Magic Knight. Like, it teaches you how to, like, use your forces and how to attack the enemy. It teaches you how to play defense, because sometimes you'll need to do that if you're at war, especially with, like, the Spade Kingdom and shit. And it will also teach you how to work as a team. If your power can be gun, can you sign up for Hero School like a homemade explosive device? If your quirk is theoretically homemade explosive device, yeah, probably. I think Snipe's specific power is that he's like... he can aim really well with a gun. Like, I think that's his specific power. So if your power is, I'm an expert at demolitions, yeah, you could probably sign that up as your power. One interesting thing that I feel almost a little... because Horikoshi is, like, afraid of, like, dealing with the villains, I think an underappreciated, like, underutilized aspect of the story is, like, Toka's... Did she just yell snake? No, she yelled Jake. Like, how Toka's quirk is, like, basically...
Mountain's coming down. God must really hate us today.
I was gonna say mental disorder, but that's not really what I'm trying to say.
I don't hate you.
Oh, great. That helps.
It honestly, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a compulsive disorder. Like, she needs to eat blood, like, psychologically. So, like, I think how an exploration of how quirks can also be disabilities in greater depth than it currently explores is also interesting. Like, there's interesting aspects of Hiroaka that they just... And it's also kind of similar to Erie's power and, like, her complete inability to control her ability. But it's really underutilized because Deku's power is fucking punch.
I don't want to be buried out here.
There was a video game based around the crystal competition. It was okay. I do not typically play anime games. I have played a Bleach game and the Naruto Fighters, and that might be it. Oh, and the Dragon Ball Fighters. Look, I'll shit talk Dragon Ball all day, every day. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi is fucking great. Absolutely great.
Keep your speed up. I don't want to be buried
We need
out here.
Budokai Tenkaichi 4, now with even more characters than 3. I want to play every character in Dragon Ball. Every character in the entire history of the series in one game. I don't care if they all play the same. There's like this major focus on, like, we gotta make the games that play good now. And shit like that. No, I just want the cast, alright? No one plays anime fighters. That's not true. Most people don't play anime fighters because they care about the gameplay or engaging fighting game mechanics. Most people just want to see Goku beat the shit out of Child Chi-Chi. Alright? That's where most people are at.
This is not a good idea.
Too late now.
This might be my least favorite level in the entire history of this game. Most people play anime fighters for the special moves compilation. I will. I mean, the special moves are like ice or like gravy. I would say to that. Like, I say that like gravy isn't the main part of the meal. Like, the major appeal, especially for, like, the Tenkaichi games, is, like, the cast of characters and how you can play as basically anyone you would ever want to. Like, does anyone like Bojack? No. But do you want to see him fight Hirudegarn? Yeah.
Fine, I won't. Let's go.
A thing I used to do is I used to play the shit out of Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I know everyone's like, oh, 3's got a larger cast of characters. I didn't own 3, alright? I owned 2. But, I still own 2, actually. But, I used to have, like, fighting tournaments. But, like, I would, like, create, like, tournament structures with the Dragon Ball characters. And I'd play, like, every character against every character. With, like, tiered ranking fighting lists. It was great. Damn, that guy ain't making it to RE.
Christ, what does it take to kill that thing?
RE7.
He's using those bugs to sniff us out. Be careful.
Is this a stealth section? Excuse me. You forgot you played Fist of the North Star. Oh, yes. Yes. I tried to forget about it.
He's found us.
Oh no!
Hide before he comes. It's a hard time to chase him.
Kill us if he finds us.
Thanks for the newsflash.
The music stopped. Are we done? I don't know how this works.
Shit, he found us.
Quick, hide.
We're gonna die because I can't stop rotating.
Watch out for those bugs. If they find us.
Yeah, I know. Tall, dark, and ugly will come tear us apart.
I wish RGG made more licensed games. Fucking. Can I just shoot them?
He's found us.
Nope.
Hide before he comes.
God, this feels like garbage. Took my dad to see Dragon Ball Evolution. He was like, yeah, Dragon Ball is great. Oh no, we died! Oh no! That's my least favorite thing to do. I watched it as a teenager when it came out on Saturday mornings back in the 90s before I met your mom. He was all happy, and even 8-year-old me could see the disappointment on his face at the theater. I never watched Dragon Ball Evolution because I could tell it was terrible from the trailer.
Jesus Christ. What does it take to kill that thing?
I think he's using those bugs to sniff us out. Be careful.
You know there's like a bug fetish? Were you aware of that? That's why you come to these streams, for me to say things. You know there's like a bug, like people like having bugs on you, having bugs in you, like shoving bugs up your coochies and stuff, and up your buttholes, and there's like a bug fetish. I just thought I would share that because the knowledge of that disturbs even me, and I've seen some shit. So I just thought I would ruin everyone's night by bringing that up. Or make your night, if that's something you're into. Ooh. The Scott Pilgrim movie is good. Which I get was what you were saying, but I just want to also throw in there, the Scott Pilgrim movie is pretty good. This information doesn't surprise me. I was just bringing it up. If I don't like one thing, it's bugs. I will say I'm a little conflicted about the ending of the Scott Pilgrim comic versus the movie, but I will say is I think for what it was going for, I think the comic ending is actually kind of better. Because it shows just how good, like how kind of made for each other Ramona and Scott are.
Seriously? Jeez, this guy doesn't miss a beat.
Sure can move fast for something that
Watch
fast.
Phenomena in 1985 by Dario Argento. I have heard the name Dario Argento. Why should I watch this? Have you seen the original ending? I have not. There's a yawn right there. I feel like I shouldn't walk into your level in your video game and I just look at it and then I just get sad. There's an alternate ending where Scott picks Knives. Knives is the last goddamn person Scott should be ending up with. Like, the actual last one. Although I think I did see that ending.
Jake, be careful.
You be careful, Sherry. I'm Jake, what's my name? That was the original ending for the movie. Oh, well then I have seen the original ending, yes. Yeah, that would be a really bad ending. I think I killed all the bugs. Honestly, this section wasn't nearly as bad as it looked as it looked when I walked in, but I do feel like you're probably fucking something up if the first thing I do when I see an impending section of the game is go, oh no, not this. I don't want to do this. Honestly, Jake's not... I don't hate Jake. But I also don't feel anything for Jake. I missed a blue thing right there, by the way. I do not feel anything for Jake. I do not know the purpose of Jake.
Shit! Run!
Well, what she means is that it was the original ending in, like, the script, and they probably filmed it, and then the original author was like, that's fucking stupid, you gotta fix that shit. And then they fixed it, and then the airing ending was the Ramona ending. Like, original as in that was what they were going to go with, and then didn't.
Run!
I got a dash. Slide! Fucking. Alright. I don't know if this was a vocal direction thing. I feel like it was Cher's voice actress, who is intentionally trying to make Jake sound as much like Snake as she possibly can. I love how he can smash through it. When I miss my slide input. But if I do nail the slide input, suddenly the wall is made out of concrete. Is there more than one of them?
Then let's go get it.
But the ground is super crunchy. It is crunchy ground. Oh no, I got stabbed. Oh, this section, man.
We can't go anywhere without that key.
Then let's go get it.
Oh! What are these, stealth guns? They're remote bombs. Alright, I feel like this is a puzzle of some sort.
We can't go anywhere without that key.
Then let's go get it.
Really? How did he know I was there? I made the boom boom sound.
We can't go anywhere without that key.
Then let's go get it.
Sherry Birkin!
We can't go anywhere without that key.
Then let's go get it.
Jake, I need you to distract him.
What do you think of that, sucker?
Quiet, he'll hear you. Okay.
Bam! Eat a dick, dumb shit! What'd you read that was funny? Excuse me. Hey, you want to know something crazy? I'm not hungry tonight. I ate food. Ah, you didn't see that coming. Plot twist. I don't think Sherry got in. Comedian, no clue who she was, never heard of her, but she made a joke about Trump. And a guy in the audience threw a beer can at her head. It missed her, and she drank it while continuing her stand-up. Joke's on him, she got a free drink. I heard
Like a
Trump made a
sale for
rally
don't take no
recently
for
and
an
only
answer.
got 27 people to show up, which I think is delightful.
Kill them all!
Now's a bad time!
It's never a bad time to kill them all, Sherry. I mean, is it really my fault if Sherry gets herself killed? How many of those 27 were journalists there by application? Interesting question, honestly. I don't know the answer offhandedly. But the Trump camp is trying to make it seem like seem like it's a win. They're like, yeah, 27. Yeah, that's a good number. It's a nice big crowd. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
He's like a sales rep that won't take no for an answer. Kill them all!
Not now!
Fuck off. There cannot be one more door. I cannot press this button fast enough. I physically cannot press the button fast enough to open this fucking door. This is, I think, my least favorite chapter of the game. Damn it! Cheery, move your dumb fucking ass, you fucking immovable. You know, for someone who's fucking immortal, you sure are dying a lot.
He's like a sales rep that won't take no for an answer.
I did it! I did it! I made it in! Oh shit, it's the penetrator for Idiocracy!
Think this will stop him?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Fucking...
Not so tough now, are you?
This sucks! Oh my god!
Got him now!
Oh my god! Oh, it's space!
Yeah, strong.
What it take?
Oh my god! Fuck off! Oh my god, this is the worst chapter in Resident Evil.
We did it. We beat him.
Just barely.
Turn it back on! Why did you turn it off? Let it keep drilling him. He's just gonna get out and I'm gonna have to deal with this in like 5 minutes.
Is that the exit?
Yeah.
God, my arm went sore from that shit.
My team should be close by. That's the rendezvous.
About damn time.
I love the word rendezvous. It's so fun. Oh no! Oh wowzers! Oh man! Oh shit! No, Sherry! Sherry's dead! Oh no! Oh, I'm super worried about Sherry, the character who is immortal.
Come on, Supergirl. You know, those shots of yours pack one hell of a punch, lady.
So is like Ada evil in this? What the fuck is happening?
Wesker, you lost me.
Albert Wesker was a colossal imbecile.
It's
A
very
fool
true.
Who tried to destroy the world. He was also your father.
Dun dun dun.
Heir to a very special...
I want to be very clear. I'm significantly more interested in who the mother is right now. Who's Mama Wesker Sr.? That's what I want to know. Because there is an implication that Wesker bred with someone, and, like, that's a thing I need to know about. It's Rebecca! Accuracy A, deaths D, fuck off. Clear time B, enemies routed A, killed an enemy with a physical attack with your partner, beat the chapter without entering the dying state, killed 10 or more enemies with physical, killed an enemy with a coup de grace, had 10 headshots, no health items, rescued a partner. Really? No health shot? Well, I guess, yeah, because everything was instant death, wasn't it? Killed an enemy with a physical attack, successfully inputted commands at the exact moment, executed a headshot, tripped a running enemy, recovered all the lost data, escaped the avalanche on a snowmobile, and defeated the Ustanok with the drill. Keep seeing these annoying AI-generated shit, and it's so unimpressive to me. Like, human evolution depicted by AI, because they want you to think it was made by fucking HAL 9000 when it was just a college picture some guy made his computer generate with text description. Oh! I had a thought about AI-generated images recently, which is that there's a debate about whether AI-generated images are art or not, and upon reflection, I have realized that by definition they are not. Now, I don't have anything against AI-generated images. I do not have anything against them. They're pretty and all. But by definition, they are not art, because art is an intentional use of skill for expression. As expression, regardless, it is an intentional use of skill. Yeah, intentional use of skill as expression. Sorry. Art is an intentional use of skill as expression, which means that in order for AI-generated images to be art, in order for anything to be art, it requires intention, skill, and expression. Now, let's be clear. There is no, like, level of skill required to create art. Any level of skill would be defined as art as long as it satisfies the other two criteria. Although, by definition of the word art, if you are missing one of those criteria, one of those three things required for art, you have not technically made art. The bar is on the fucking ground. If your kid, like, makes a shitty stick figure with some mismatched crayons and hands it to you, they satisfy the three criteria and have created art. There's an argument to be made about whether it is good art, but it is technically, by definition, art. However, with AI-generated images, let's be clear, in the future, with, like, artificial superintelligences and, like, quantum supercomputers, there is a chance that a sapient AI could be created. In which case, a sapient AI would be capable of creating art, right? But modern AI are basically just computer programs, complicated computer programs, but they are essentially just computer programs, right? They are not capable of having an intention. The person who, like, types in some keywords or some shit, however the process works, and then the images are created from that. But there is no intention from the machine. It is just an input-output system, basically. There is a debate about whether a machine could be skilled. which I think would get mostly into the semantics about like what qualifies as skill, which I haven't super looked into. So it's possible that an AI might be able to exercise skill. However, it also, being non-sapient, and let's be clear, it isn't even sentient, right? It doesn't even hit that bar, is incapable of expression, and therefore cannot satisfy at least 2 of the 3 criteria for the creation of art. It can neither have an intent nor an expression. Therefore, an AI-created image is, by definition, and I'm aware this is a very semantics-heavy argument, by definition, an AI, at least a modern AI, is incapable of the creation of art. Someone as artistically untalented as me could use a computer to make something that looks like fucking H.R. Giger drew it. You know, someone with actual talent. And let's keep it that way. I've read I Have No Mouth and on my screen. There is an argument to be made, however, with AI-generated images that, and I'm not, this one's a little bit of a debate. Like, if you view the AI not as the artist, but as a tool utilized by an artist. Like, if the artist is the person who utilizes the program, then theoretically an AI-generated image could be construed as art. Because there would be an intent coming from the user. And the process of acquiring an actual, like, decent image depiction would be exercising a level of skill. And at least from what Pache's described, you have to, like, type in keywords and shit. So that would be viewable as a form of expression. It would be, arguably, very, very lowbrow, bottom-tier art. Not, like, as far as, like, the image quality, but as far as the process of the creation of an artistic work, it would be absolute bottom of the barrel. But you could make an argument that if the AI is viewed as a tool, similar to like a paintbrush or something, and the artist is the user of the program, you could make an argument that an AI could create art in such a way that you could view a paintbrush could create art. And this is kind of where the semantics of the argument come from. But an AI by itself would be incapable of art creation. With modern technology. Again, like, you get into like artificial superintelligences with the, like, that are like self-aware and shit. Those could create art because as long as they're capable of expression, intention, and skill, as long as they are capable of that, they could create that. Whether you could make an argument about whether alive or not, or all that like transhumanist, like post-humanist, like AI debates. That's a whole fucking other can of worms that you wouldn't even need to get into. The point is that they would be able to satisfy the base requirements of art. But like, as it stands, if you view the artist as the machine, an AI cannot create art. Semantics, motherfucker. Authors in the 60s. AI is some scary shit, Silicon Valley dudes. Bro, but, like, we could totally make it. Oh, I'm not talking about, like, the quality of the images. There's a lot of, like, issues with AI-generated images. I'm just talking about, is it technically art? Like, does it qualify the base requirements of art? Really weird shading up here. Anyway. Oh, no. Ground floor cyborg. Oh, yeah. I'm on board too. Absolutely. Excuse me. There is not a part of me that I would not go full cyborg on. Made by Raphael in 1500s. I assumed. Wait, hold up.
I don't need a weapon to kill assholes like you.
Let's be clear, we're talking cyborg parts. We're talking full body replacement cyborg parts. My dick would vibrate. Ladies. Hop on that shit. Let's see. So that's Jake chapter 2, right? So that brings us to Chris chapter 3. You play as Sherry in this part. She wears a skimpy hospital gown. Don't threaten me with a good time. It is actually getting kind of late. It's getting kind of late, and each chapter takes... I'm trying to think about if we have time. I feel we're never going to get through the game if we don't do it. But then I gotta go to bed. Yeah, Piers! Yeah, fuck yeah, everyone's favorite character, Piers! Or a month where like giraffe blowjob month. It's super long, honestly. I think I'm okay with this. I'm okay with horror month bleeding into November this year. Really, anything I can do to not play Mega Man, honestly, is where we're at right now.
Piers. Sir? What happened to Ada Wong? You remember?
Captain?
Where is she?
She's leading Neo Umbrella. All
She's
these terrorists-
leading
Or not?
Neo Umbrella?
She's been sighted several times since the attacks began. Yeah, she's here.
I am struggling to believe this.
Tell the men we're moving out.
I struggle to believe that Ada Wong is the main villain of Resident Evil 6. Like, I understand that, like... because Ada has always previously been portrayed as, like... She isn't necessarily, like, a morally good character, but in all of the previous entries, unless they, like, change this in, like, one of the spin-off titles, Ada was always, like, a good guy, but she was, like, 3 levels deep of, like, she was in, like, deep cover as a villain. Like, that's how she's always, like, portrayed. Like, she's working for the bad side, but to, like, undermine them, which is why she's always helping out, like, Leon and shit. So, like, the way this, like, game is going, where it's, like, Ada's the bad guy, it's, like, weird and hard to believe. We're almost into, week, what, 2, 3? We haven't even put a dent in this. We're nearing halfway, but yeah, it's long as shit. You think that's baffling? Wait till you hear about Ada in the awful Resident Evil movies.
Piers, Marco, everyone on me. We're going after that thing.
You heard the man, people. Let's move!
I know Mama Sack has seen all of them, but I have not watched any of them because I do not care. I'm waiting for the twist where it turns out that Ada was, like, deep cover. Unless this game, like, fucking character assassinates Ada Wong. Which, I know this game is very controversial, so I'm not... Part of me is worried it's going to, but also part of me thinks this Ada is a clone. In Terror movies, Ada and Leon work for Wesker and Umbrella, and they're an item. Well, they should be an item, honestly. Obviously, that's the Resident Evil OTP right there. I'm actually hoping this game will pull the trigger on that, but... Yeah, no, I'm still not convinced that this Ada is not a clone. What if they clone the entire main cast? Yo! What if they had an army of Jill clones? Oh, everyone would be fucked.
I'm on it.
An army of Barry Burton. I love the concept of that because Barry Burton is the least threatening surviving member of STARS. The first RE movies are kind of enjoyably bad. After that, it gets pretty boring. I take it back. I have seen the fourth one with the boat and the Alice clone army.
Okay, let's move in.
I think. I've seen that one. And, like, she fights Wesker, but, like, RE5 Wesker. Excuse me. And I think that is the only one I have seen.
Piers. I'm on it.
It's me! Memorable character Piers!
Assume battle positions!
Can't wait to get my own spin-off game. Ain't got nothing going on. No, what's happening here? Best scene in the entire movie. I'll have to mute desktop. Alright, here we go. Reaction. You'll get points in GTA for running people over? Oh, you actually do get 10 points for crashing into shit in the original GTA. Never mind, I'm wrong. He's just referencing the GTA game no one cares about. The first one. You ever notice a lot of series come into their own at entry 3? And are, like, really only known for, like, their like, third and, like, post-third entries. I know there's, like, a meme relating to it, but, like, you ever actually just think about how weird it is? Like, why entry 3? GTA 3, from what I've seen, is just GTA 2, but in 3D. I own it, and I've played a bit of it. It's aged poorly. Mostly 2? Mostly 2 what? Sorry, I missed something. I will play 3 when I get GTA Trilogy when it goes on sale, but I'm more excited for Vice City and San Andreas. As you should be. I was never a Vice City person, honestly. I know that's controversial. That's not part of my hot take thing I did earlier. I never really enjoyed Vice City that much. Okay, it's 2, Yakuza 2, Sly 2. I don't know. I think a lot of... I think 3 is actually kind of more known for, like... there are a lot of franchises where people consider the 3rd, like, the number 3, the start of the series, basically. Like, Grand Theft Auto, for example. Most people don't talk about Grand Theft Auto 1 or 2. It basically starts Grand Theft Auto 3. Elder Scrolls starts at Morrowind, Persona, SMT. Let's see, other series that start at 3. Elder Scrolls, yeah. There's like so many of them. Drakengard. Like, there's a lot of examples of, like, this series starts at 3. There's like a meme of it. It was posted on the Discord a while back, and I was just like, I was thinking about like the concept of it. Like, why do so many game series are considered to start at 3?
Forget the chopper for now. Engage the Juavo.
Which, you know, obviously the 3rd entry is usually not the first actual entry, but it's like it's the 3rd entry that kind of like it's what like makes the franchise known. I am getting shot endlessly from somewhere.
Captain, Keaton here.
Fuck yeah, Keaton.
On the radio, they're not responding.
What should we do? We wipe out the hostiles. After that, they're on their own.
I would say Final Fantasy, but I think technically Final Fantasy starts at 6. Which was 3 in America. Resident Evil? Yeah, Resident Evil is... I mean, obviously it's not true for every video game. Like Max here said, there are plenty of video games that, like, are kind of known for their second entries. But it is, like, a weird kind of thing where, like, a lot of games are...
Read. Uplink a reading to HQ.
Like, a lot of games are known more for, like, entry 3 and beyond. Or I should say number 3 and beyond.
Don't let up! These assholes have killed enough for one day!
Cover them! Drop all those Juavo!
Oh boy, here I go killing again. Kingdom Hearts 2 is technically 3rd. Well, yeah, but a lot of those entries that I've also previously mentioned are numbered 3 aren't actually the 3rd entry in the series either. Like, Persona 3 is not the 3rd Persona. And I'm pretty sure Elder Scrolls 3 is also not the 3rd Elder Scrolls.
Still got a few left.
last one.
Like Drakengard 3 is like the 4th Drakengard. It's just something like, I think you see it more with RPG series, regardless of like, regardless of like country of origin even. It just seems to be like a thing with RPG series mostly. Where it's like the third entry is the one that like everyone knows about. Deathmark is interesting because the experience the company usually makes RPGs, and their initial plan was a third-person dungeon crawler where you play as a paranormal investigator exploring haunted places. They scrapped it and made it a point-and-click visual novel. Deathmark 2 is supposed to add some more RPG elements back in. I'm actually getting very sleepy.
Interesting. Their legs are like a grasshopper's.
I don't care what they are, as long as they stay dead when you kill them.
I'm on it.
Hopefully this Chris chapter doesn't take too long, but Chris chapters tend to take forever. Soldier man does whatever a soldier can. Punching boulders day and night. Watch out, here comes Soldier Man. Whatever is in my inventory that is preventing me from picking up more ammo needs to go away. Chris chapters just do not sound good. They really don't, though. Which is, like, disappointing. Like, if I were to fix the game so far, Leon, okay. Leon's fine. Chris's chapters would be fun if two things. One, there needs to be some more, like, visual, like, disparity between Chris, Piers, and the rest of these people. They are goddamn distinguishable from themselves and their environment.
Back to finish the job.
HQ, come in. This is Alpha. The chopper is targeting us now.
Everyone, bring that chopper down and bring it down hard.
Number 2, Chris's chapters, you gotta cut some shit. They cannot be this long. They are too goddamn long. And then you make those simple changes, and I don't even think there's anything inherently wrong with the Chris chapters. Like, honestly. And Jake chapters need a lot less camera fixation and a lot less instant death and a lot less stealth. Jake chapters just need to be generally less annoying, actually. In fact, we could pretty much just cut the chapters.
We can't let them go.
Our mission is to terminate the BOWs.
But Neo Umbrella is after them.
I said, our mission is to terminate the BOWs. I'm going after that BOW. Ada's not getting away with this.
Captain, please, you need to think things through.
I am thinking.
Piers.
Roger.
I'm thinking with my guns.
Alpha Team to HQ. We're in pursuit of the target.
That worked as a double entendre, and I didn't realize it until it came out of me.
Clear.
Good fucking I am asleep. I am asleep currently. I have fallen asleep in the middle of playing. You know, I probably have more fun if I stopped looking around.
That's the target.
We are being attacked by what I will now call Geb.
I'm on it.
Realistically, it's just a big hunter, right? It's just like the hunter mixed with the big snake thing from RE1. Which is name I don't remember. Oh no! That was my favorite character. It was Hector.
Wait!
We gotta get Hector back. Hector!
What the hell were you thinking, pulling a kamikaze stunt like that?
These are my men. You follow my lead or I'll find someone who will.
Do you even hear yourself?
Fall in line, soldier.
I waited 6 games for a character arc, and I'm not gonna back out of mine now.
How are we supposed to drop this thing if we can't even see it? Shut up and keep moving.
Oh, it was take cover. No? Am I wrong? Nope, it was a door. You know what game is overrated? Fear. Is Fear overrated? I don't hear people praising Fear that often anymore. Or ever.
Clear.
I will agree, Fear is not that great of a game. I played it a handful of years ago again. Like, I replayed it. There's some cool visuals, but it is not good. I think almost a cooler character concept than a character. And like the like sci-fi elements of it, I think actually kind of hold it back. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not good.
I found it. It's making its way downstairs. Repeat, it's headed downstairs.
I'm not getting away, you sneaky piece of shit!
It's also a little jump
There's too
scary.
much rubble in the way. Captain, I need your help.
Roger. Hey. Roger.
So, the horror can feel a bit cheap. To be fair, the only horror game I've ever experienced that is, like, consistently scary throughout its entire runtime is Amnesia. Which is
Everyone,
too
report in.
scary, for the record.
Pierce here. I'm on the 3rd floor. Captain, I can't find
And is
Sam.
also, honestly, not that fun to
Hold
play.
yourself, Marco. Where are you?
2nd floor.
There's a sort of,
shit.
like, feeling of
here.
invincibility
Hunter's on
you
the
start to
2nd
get
floor. Y'all
as
need to come
horror
here
games
now.
progress. And I think that's why the horror game genre has never been, like, that popular as compared to, like, horror movies. Also, another advantage of horror movies is they can be made on the cheap, but there's, like, you cannot make a cheap video game.
Reed.
I mean, that's not entirely true, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot harder to cut costs in video game production than it is in movie production. At least if you're going for, like, a halfway decent, like, sized team, right? And because video games are much longer than movies, keeping the scares and the chills up for that, like, elongated sense of time requires, like, an excellent usage of pacing.
Just hang on!
Marco, don't
And, like,
move.
a lot of
Hold your
tactics,
position.
and
Do
you're
you
gonna
hear me?
blow your load.
That's an
Like,
order.
realistically, most horror games cannot manage to maintain the scares throughout the entire runtime. And also be good games. So, usually there's, like, a sacrifice between, like, fear and actually making a good product. Like, when you look at what I would consider, like, some of the best horror games, like, Fatal Frame 2 or, like, Silent Hill 2. Always 2 with horror games for some reason. Those games aren't particularly scary. They just, like, lean a bit into, like, they lean better into the horror elements. But, like, while you're playing them, you're never, like, screaming your head off. I think that's part of the reason why the horror genre of video games never really caught on. For me, it usually takes about 2 hours, and then any semblance of horror completely evaporates.
Roger! Ears! Roger!
I think Silent Hill 1 is scarier than Silent Hill 2. I don't know. No, you know what? No, I will actually get...
Fast and
Okay,
hard.
I will say I was most scared during Silent Hill 1, but it was because of a glitch. So I'm not going to count that. I'm going to say I actually find Silent Hill 2 scarier, but it is because of Akira Yamaoka's excellent sound design. Weird enough, he also did the sound design for 3, and that game sounds fucking terrible. But knocked it out of the park in 2. And, like, sound design is such a pivotal part of what makes a good, like, what makes a scary horror game. Probably what makes a good... Look, I'm no expert on horror movies, but I imagine sound design plays a pretty big part in it, too. So...
Where are you, you son of a bitch?
About time you showed your ugly face.
Silent Hill 1 has pulsating flesh walls, dead bodies hanging from wires, very disturbing art design. He also did Silent Hill 1. Yeah, but I don't remember anything about that game.
There! It's right there!
You want to talk about overrated horror games? Silent Hill 1 is not that good. Oh, Resident Evil 1, I would also consider to be... one of the greatest horror games of all time. And Resident Evil 1 is also not that scary. Like, realistically. Like, there's a bit of a... In fact, I would say that the best horror games usually aren't actually scary. Akira Yamaoka did every Silent Hill game but Downpour. Wow. He also recently did, I think he did Edge Runners, which was an anime I recently watched. He also does, like, anime soundtracks. Assuming it's the same Akira Yamaoka, which I imagine it is. You know what game is also very overrated as far as horror games? Now, I've not played it, So I could... Maybe I'm talking a little bit out of my ass, but I have watched it be played. Outlast is not scary. I said it. It's not. It's just a bunch of fucking jump scares. Like, it copied the Amnesia formula, but it doesn't get, like, the layers of dread that Amnesia manages to do. Like, it never manages to create that level of tension.
God, you sack of shit.
Because you basically always have to hide from the enemies. Like, so the thing about jump scares, here, jump scares get, like, jump scares instigate panic, right? It triggers, like, a brief fight or flight response. But if you want to make horror, you want to make someone fucking scared, and you want to stick that fear into their head, you need to create, like, a level of dread. And once you activate that fight or flight response, like, once the payoff hits, then that's it. Like, all of the tension has built to that moment. And it's all released at that moment. And it is important to release that tension.
After it!
Because you can't keep mounting the dread throughout the entire thing. Like, something has to happen, or your audience is going to get bored, right? So it is a bit of a balancing act. Like, you do have to have a scare, basically. Or the audience is going to get bored of feeling dread. But on the other hand, if you just have jump scare after jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, then, like, eventually the audience is going to get bored of that too, because you're not building the tension. So when the scare happens, it doesn't matter. It's just like, And, like, that's the major problem with Outlast 1, is, like, Outlast 1 is just like, boo! And then you're like, ah! And then it's like, boo again! And you're like, ah! And then it's like, boo a third time, and you're like, ah! And it just does that the whole game. And that's why you might scream more during Outlast versus Amnesia, but Jesus, Outlast is not nearly as scary as Amnesia. And again, I do not think Amnesia is the best horror game.
Its hide is toughened up or something. Our weapons aren't doing anything.
Horror games had a brief popularity in the late 90s, but the PS2 era there was plenty of horror games, but the mainstream Resident Evil or Silent Hill Fatal Frame had some pretty good success, but it was nothing. 360 or PS3 had, like, nothing completely dry. I would say PS3 360 or no, that's not true. That was during that era was Until Dawn, Outlast, Amnesia, Dead Space came out in that era.
Marco, power this thing up.
I'm on it.
Yeah, Slender. I forgot about Slender. Everyone forgot about Slender. More obscure side, Corpse Party. Corpse Party. Yep, that's a good one. I think I insta-died.
Captain, do it now!
Yeah, horror games never really stopped coming out, I would say.
We did it. We fried that son of a bitch.
Soma? I do not like Soma.
Marco, are you okay? Marco!
I don't... Anyone who has watched me for long enough could probably have guessed that. I feel like me stating that has surprised a grand total of no one. And now we're kinds back at PS2 era where there's plenty of horror games, but it's really Resident Evil or nothing. PS2 era had, I think it was because back then there was PS2. I feel like was like at a sweet spot for game budget where small studios, mid studios, and large studios could all thrive simultaneously. Whereas we've kind of reached like the end of the era for like the mid-sized studio. Like mid-sized studios are dying. And the PS2 era was this like sweet spot where everyone existed at the same time. So there were games at that time for everyone. Oh, you're talking in terms of popularity. Oh, fair enough.
Well, at least we got it.
Yeah, actually, that is weird to think about. Because the PS2 probably did have more horror games than... The PS2 probably had more horror games. Like, that era probably had more every kind of games. Unless we're talking, like, pure indie scene. than the current era. But if we're talking, like, big names, there were... It's weird to think about. There actually were less big name, like, horror games at that time than there was in the following era. Like, I just mentioned, like, 6 of them. Like, I mentioned way more than 6. I mentioned, like, 8, like, different horror games that came out in the following era, which is not usually what you would think about as, like, the horror era.
Welcome to China.
Wait! We've got no choice. We have to kill him. He'd do the same for us.
RE4 has been ported so many times, I don't feel like it warrants a remake. I also think RE4, like, holds up decently enough.
Marco!
I don't think, like, RE4 warranted a remake as much as, like, 1, 2, or 3 did. It's also worth noting that, like, 4 has relatively modern gameplay. I mean, is it a bit outdated? Sure, but, like, not in the same way that, like, the first 3 games were. I mean, I'll play it. But I'm gonna say something. I know a lot of people don't like Outlast 2. I saw a playthrough of Outlast 2, and that game actually legitimately looks good to me. Or at least it did at the time. I was watching Outlast 2, and I'm like, wow, I'd play this. And everyone else is like, oh, Outlast 2 sucks compared to the first one. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm kind of into what I'm seeing here. Ever played Penumbra? No. But I believe I have played a different game by the same studio. No, I'm thinking of Pathologic. Penumbra exists in medicine? Hold up. I think of Penumbra as the... Yeah, I think of Penumbra as the surrounding area around an eclipse, not a medical term. Ow. Penumbra Overture. Penumbra and pathology and anatomy. The penumbra is the area surrounding the ischemic event, such as the thrombotic or embolic stroke. Immediately following the event, blood flow and therefore oxygen is transported and therefore oxygen transport is reduced locally, leading to hypoxia of the cells near the location of the original insult. This can lead to hypoxic cell death, also called infriction, and amplify the original damage from the ischema. However, the penumbra area may remain visible for several hours after an ischemic event due to collateral arteries that supplied the penumbra zone. As time elapses the onset stroke, the extent of the penumbra tends to decrease. Therefore, in the emergency department, a major concern is to protect the penumbra by increasing oxygen transport and delivery to cells in the danger zone, thereby limiting cell death. The existence of a penumbra implies that salvage of the cell is possible. There is high correlation between extent of spontaneous neurological recovery and the volume of penumbra that escapes infraction. Therefore, saving the penumbra should improve the clinical outcome. From Guadango J. Colletti C. Barron J. 2003, Progress in Imaging Stroke, Emerging Clinical Applications, from the British Medical Bulletin. You can read the rest of that shit for your citation, I guess. And your accrediting. Interesting. Anyway, I assume you mean this penumbra, which is the first in a series of episodic survival horror games developed by Frictional Games. It was originally intended as a trilogy. With the announcement of second Black Plague, it stated the second game would be the final chapter. However, an expansion was then released, Penumbra Requiem. This game... Oh, fuck. They're the ones that made Dark Descent. Other made Soma. I thought Chinese Room made Machine for Pigs and Soma. Am I wrong about this? Yeah, developer was Chinese Room. Oh, it's publisher. Who actually made Amnesia? Yeah, Frictional made Amnesia, and they published. That's what I thought. Who made Rebirth? Also Frictional, yeah. No one talks about Amnesia Rebirth, and that is because Machine for Pigs took the wind out from underneath those sails. Oh no, Soma was developed by Frictional. I thought Soma was developed by Chinese Room. Is that true? Is that true? No, okay, so this says that Machine for... Oh, yeah, Machine for Pigs. We're looking for Soma. They also made Dear Esther. I did not know that. Recently, they made something called Little Orpheus, which was a mobile game. Am I... Really? I thought... I want to double check Wikipedia on this one. Here it is. Soma on Steam. Here's the Steam listing. It was born in 1980. No, yeah, it was made by Frictional Games. Oh, wow. I thought that was Chinese Room that made Soma. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Penumbra. I was thinking of Pathologic. I get those two mixed up. I was going to say I played The Void, which was also a horror game. Kind of.
I'm on it.
It's like a horror game slash farming simulator. Sack, the 42-year-old who was apparently a teenager when Walking Dead Season 1 came out. I am 14 trillion years old, just as a reminder.
After what she's done to us,
how many of our men are dead because of that bitch!
I'm right there with you, Captain. But your personal vendetta isn't gonna get us anywhere. If you hadn't been blinded by vengeance, we could have prevented some of those deaths.
Shut up.
In what way, Pierce?
Shut up! I feel sorry for all the men that died believing in you. What happened to the legendary Chris Redfield, huh? What happened to you? It's a good thing Finn's not around to see you this way.
I'm going after Ada.
HQ, this is Alpha Leader. I need a location on Ada Wong.
I have a friend who has his date of birth marked as 1899. Was it like a clerical error, or is that just what they put on when they ask dates?
This is HQ. We've got the location for you. Ada Wong has left the city and is heading south for the harbor. HQ to all teams. Target Ada Wong has been spotted, heading south for the harbor. We want her alive.
That's what they put in. Okay.
Roger.
You want to follow me around? Fine. Just make sure you stay out of my way.
As long as you don't cross the line again, that won't be a problem. Ada's just playing with you. When are you gonna realize that?
I'm not stupid enough to fall for her bullshit. You should have a little more faith in your captain.
That did not look like Chris, but fucking hell, Pierce. That did not look like Chris made that jump. What is Soma? Soma is a horror game where I'm trying to figure out how to describe Soma without spoiling the plot of Soma. Even though I do not enjoy Soma, I will acknowledge it is because it's because I find the topics that Soma discusses boring, and not because I have any specific issues with Soma as a game. Like, it's one of the... I'll often shit-talk things that a lot other people like, because I'm like, this is fucking terrible. On Soma, I am aware that the problem is me. And I am also aware that I'm talking around what Soma is without actually saying it, and that is because... after I have made sure that I'm not being shot at anymore, I'm just going to read you whatever the Steam description is of Soma. Because whatever Frictional wants to call Soma is what I will say Soma is about. But I will say it delves into concepts of, like... It delves into, like, classic, like, AI sci-fi tropes of, like, what does it mean to be human and, like, AI shit. Concepts that, as I have mentioned many times before, I find very boring. I'm sorry, that was very distracting. It's not often you shoot a man and he bursts into fire and then turns into sludge. No, it's nothing like I have no mouth, but I must scream. I think people have stopped shooting at me. Okay. Here, let's go Soma. Actually, I just had it open, didn't I? Here it is, Soma on Steam. Alright, here, I'll just read this. From the creators of Amnesia: The Dark Descent comes Soma, a sci-fi horror game set below the waves of the Atlantic Ocean. Struggle to survive a hostile world that will make you question your very existence. That's, I guess, what they're willing to tell you about it. Excuse me. Soma is a sci-fi horror game about frictional games. The creators of Amnesia: The Dark Descent is an unsettling story about identity, consciousness, and what it means to be human. The radio is dead, food is running out, and the machines have started to think they're people. Underwater facility Pathos, too, has suffered an intolerable isolation, and we're going to have to make some tough decisions. What can be done? What makes sense? What is left to fight for? Enter the world of Soma and face horrors buried deep beneath the ocean waves. Delve through locked terminals and secret documents to uncover the truth behind the chaos. Seek out the last remaining inhabitants and take part in the events that will ultimately shape the fate of the station. But be careful. Danger lurks in every corner. Corrupted humans, twisted creatures, insane robots, and even an inscrutable, omnipresent AI. You need to figure out how to deal with each of them. Just remember, there's no fighting back. Either you outsmart your enemies or get ready to run. Is it Android's Dreams of Electric Sheep, but horror and written by pretentious European game designers? No, it is... imagine a mixture of BioShock, Amnesia, and Nier Automata. Nier Automata, specifically. And original Nier. Yeah, there we go. That'll get you there. Like I said, it's not I don't have a problem with Soma. Soma is well done enough. I find the topics that it addresses boring. Like, it's one of those where it's like a me problem. Like, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong for Soma. Inherently wrong with Soma. I just, it's not something I'm interested in. There's a part in the game very early on where once the, early game plot twist hits, the game literally asks you, are you still interested? Like, it straight up is like, you still down? And, upon being asked that, I, realize internally, I'm like, no. But that's mostly because I find, a lot of sci-fi things with, AI always try to ask the same questions of, oh, what does it mean to be human? Oh, is an AI a human? Are you a human? What makes you a human? And it's the question has, it's interesting, the first few times, but, the fact that everything with AI feels to need to ask these questions, it feels so phoned in. And I just find it so fucking boring. It's just the same questions over and over and over again, to the point where, stories with AI that don't ask the questions of what does it mean to be human, I find that so much more interesting when you're not asking me the same tired fucking question. Because chances are, whatever you're going to talk about has been talked about to death. It's a done topic. Which is why sci-fi needs to move on from this shit. It's also an issue with, cyberpunk and, cybernetics and, the boundaries between human and machine. And it's that's great, the first 10 times, but we're talking about genres that have been going on for, fucking 60 years now. You can't keep asking the same goddamn question. That's my issue with Soma. My issue with Soma isn't that it's a bad game or that it handles its topics poorly. It handles them fine. The game seems to be decent enough. My issue with Soma is it doesn't say anything new that I haven't seen 1,000 times before.
Keep moving.
Honestly, I think it plays too much like Amnesia for you to be down. I think you might be more interested in what it discusses than I was, but I don't know how down you'd be for the actual game.
If we can just get to that building.
Like the first person like indie horror vibe with like the lack of defense. I'm not sure like gameplay wise if it would be something you'd be down for. That like Slender post Amnesia type, like you don't have any weapons kind of gameplay.
Just run. Keep moving.
So actually, in that way, I would say no.
Just get to that building.
Because your game tastes tend to lean more on the gameplay side than mine normally do, so I actually don't think I would recommend it for you. Maybe like watch a playthrough or something is what I would say, and see if it tickles you.
Keep moving.
We can just get to that building.
Alpha to HQ.
I made it.
We got a visual on Ada Wong.
Play indie, no defense horror, but they're usually like 2D made in RPG Maker. Yeah, this is like the I mean, this is I mean, it's frictional, right? Like they're the Amnesia people. I got into horror games during RPG Maker in the early 2010s, and I played a lot of those. I think I've played a grand total of none of them. This is why games shouldn't make their dash button their interact button. Assassin's Creed. Nope. That was Piers. I couldn't tell him from an enemy. Nope, not Ib. Although Ib, I think, is coming to Switch soon. I've also not played Off. Get that one out of the way. I've not played Corpse Party. Witch's House. I haven't even heard of that one. Oh, no Oni? Nope. I read that wrong. It's Ao Oni. This would be a lot more dramatic if I knew where to go. I've just reminded I have this ability. Oh, I have to shoot down the helicopter. Sweet home, no! Which house blew up briefly, blew up as much as an RPG Maker horror game that isn't called Corpse Party can blow up. Well, I haven't played Corpse Party, though, so.
Let's go!
Also, not seen the anime of Corpse Party. I've experienced a grand total of 0 Corpse Party. Have not seen a playthrough of Corpse Party.
That's that. Now we get Ada.
Copy that.
Corpse Party's good, but I got too much reading for me to make you play it on stream. Yeah, I'd hurt myself.
Think this is where they've been developing the C virus?
Da Vinci Medical Center. You know why it's called Corpse Party? Because all the bodies are having a dance party. Whoa, yeah. Woo. Get it done. Everyone was dead the whole time. They're all in hell.
Ada.
Oh, God. God, Chris can't aim for shit.
You can't run forever.
Alpha Team to HQ, come in. We're in pursuit of Ada Wong.
No use hiding, Ada.
This game didn't kill Ada, did it? Oh my God, did they kill Ada to make clone Ada? They wouldn't kill Ada to make clone Ada, right?
The elevator!
I think I just shot Heather in the legs.
Lovely whoever was shooting at Ada.
Glad you could stop in. Like what I've done with the place. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Laugh while you can, Ada. 'Cause you're going down.
It's Helena. Ah, does anyone really care? I mean, really, are any of these people actually people? When it said disable the laser system, I didn't think the solution would be Chris punches it. My bad, I guess? I forgot who I was dealing with?
Damn it, it's gone.
Fine, we'll take the stairs.
Oh shit. Hold on. Hold on. Fuck off, Pierce. There we go. 007. Oh yeah. Bond. James Bond. Just gonna put it out there. Hot take of the night. Best Bond is Roger Moore. Sean Connery, overrated. Roger Moore is the correct answer. You think Sean Connery is the best Bond? You're either 80 years old or you haven't watched James Bond.
We're locked in.
Engaging lock. Testing for prototypes.
And if you think Daniel Craig is the best James Bond you have seen, only the modern James Bond. I don't keep track of Bond movies. I had Hulu for like a month once, and I watched all of them. The best one is Skyfall, in case you're wondering. But just because Daniel Craig is in the best one doesn't mean he is the best Bond. You've seen Goldfinger. Goldfinger is okay. No, wait a minute. Goldfinger is one of the better ones. Oh, no. Austin Powers is better than James Bond. I also recently I watched the Austin Powers movies not too long ago. Maybe like last year or so, and still hold up.
Security breach detected in room.
For the most part.
Security breach detected in room 1.
Honestly, I would be okay.
Hold those things off, Captain. I'll get us past the wall.
I'd be okay with an Austin Powers reboot. I don't think there's any desire to do it, but I'd be down. Excuse me. Doesn't who? A Bond? No? Unless you mean Austin Powers. In which case... I don't remember that happening, but it sounds like something that might have happened. So I don't know if it actually happened, or it just sounds so plausible that it might, or that I'm like, maybe?
Is the big bad soldier gonna shoot me?
Oh, is my goal to kill Ada?
That's been fun. Your friend likes to play hard to get. She always been like this?
Ada! Don't lose her!
Chris, you do not want to fucking shoot at Ada. Leon will put you through the wall.
There she is. Cut her off.
You do not shoot at Leon's girl.
I've got her.
Yup, there we go. I knew it. To be fair, I actually don't think Leon can beat Chris. Leon is strong, but he's not Stars strong.
Chris? Leon? What are you doing here? Put your gun down, Chris.
Meanwhile, Piers and Helena's like, we're also here.
She's the one who did all this!
No, it wasn't her. It was Simmons, the national security advisor.
I lost all my men because of her!
And I lost over 70,000 people, including the president, because of Simmons.
She's working for Neo Umbrella. You know what that means?
Yeah, I do.
And you're still going to protect this woman?
I am.
He proposed earlier in the game. We're gonna make the most beautiful babies.
Captain!
Alright, to be fair to Ada, she needs to get the fuck out of there. Helena isn't gonna beat Piers.
Freeze!
And Leon isn't gonna beat Chris. Like, realistically.
Helena!
He's gonna kill her!
Chris, wait!
We both want the same thing here.
Like I said, Leon's strong. He's not Stars strong.
You take care of Simmons.
No, Leon, you must find Claire to continue the Redfield lineage.
I know you'll do the right thing.
And Helena's like a lady, and Piers is like a soldier. I felt like that was... I felt like the Helena Piers thing was more obvious, but...
What you said about me hiding from my past. You were right.
Captain?
Catch up to her?
Won't stop until I do.
Oh, we're already resolving this arc? It's like 3. I figured we would have... I felt like this would have been like Chris at his lowest, and then in 4 we would have gotten him. Yeah, lady versus soldier guy.
This is Piers Niven.
I mean, I like Helena more than Piers.
Ada Wong is moving south towards the military port.
Which
Advising all personnel
is
to
like
be on the alert.
saying I like water more than fucking,
Don't bother, we can handle this.
I don't know,
I've had enough of these stupid games.
decaf, but... I love how, as Chris, I have the ability to shoot directly into a civilian vehicle.
Chris to HQ. Block up all the exits.
Sorry, no can do. All of our units are currently engaged. I don't have any to spare.
Damn it! Do you think this is part of our plans?
I think it was part of Ada's plan to run you directly into Leon. I think she is smart enough to do that. She's smart enough to know that Leon will protect her against Chris, even if it would result in him getting his ass handed to him.
Now we've got you.
Give up, Ada, we got you!
I just don't know what Ada's game is in this. I guess we'll find out when we get to the Ada chapters, which are like, we have to do 4 of those in a row. Actually, we'll probably find out slightly before the Ada chapters, I imagine.
Not getting rid of us that easily.
I have to say, this driving section is
the
not
best
nearly as
driver the
intense as the
PSA
game
has got.
wants me to think it is. Oh, I was supposed to shoot into the civilian vehicle? Piers, it was a slow-moving fucking van. You couldn't not hit a van?
Alpha, come in! This is Delta. You're zeroing in on Ada Wong. We're trying to hold out on our end, but we ain't gonna last long. Gotta catch that woman before this gets any worse.
Don't worry, soldier, we will. Just keep those civilians safe.
Roger that. Good luck. Hopefully we can put an end to this shitstorm. Delta out!
Leon fighting Claire would be like that scene in Strange Life where the guy runs up yelling, go, I got this, and then it cuts to him getting his face banded by the other guy. Oh, Leon fighting Chris, yeah! I feel like Leon versus Chris would have served the exact purpose that Ada clearly wanted, which was to buy time.
Captain, there's a train coming!
Then don't hit it, Piers! I read that as Leon versus Claire, and I'm like, ooh, now that would be an interesting fight. Claire has Matrix powers. Do they have double-decker buses in China? I mostly associate that with England, but with the population density of Chinese cities, I actually wouldn't, like, that sounds possible. So Leon can dodge lasers. Can Leon dodge lasers? I don't remember Leon dodging lasers. Remember that, like, dodging a laser as it's traveling is not the same thing as dodging laser trajectory. I can't speak. Cannot say words. They will not come out of my face in the correct... Trajectory. That is a really, really hard word to say. Trajectory. My mouth will not make those sounds. Trajectory. Trajectory. Trajectory.
Hey, grab your gun. I'm taking the wheel.
No! I don't want to do that!
Shortcut!
I don't want to do that! No!
There we go!
She's not getting away again.
Oh, Chris, never change.
You're not gonna lose us, Ada! Shit!
The game did not want me to do that.
She got away. There we go.
She's not getting away again.
All right, Ada. Let's go, girl.
You're not gonna lose us, Ada!
You don't understand, Ada. I'm fucking loco. I'm Chris Redfield. I once punched a boulder. I once fought with Bill Valentine. I lost, but I did it. I think if you tried to drive a car like this, you would flip your fucking Jeep. Like, I am taking these corners way too hard.
HQ to Alpha. We've spotted an aircraft carrier of unknown origin in the harbor. Chatter we've picked up indicates it might belong to Neo Umbrella.
The bravest man in Resident Evil games is Jill Valentine's position. How did you break both arms? What do you mean you fired a railgun?
Hold on! I'm gonna jump it!
Alright, actually, you know what? That was a pretty good chapter. Alright, let's check out this laser room. Minute 20. Okay, no. I remember the laser hallway. He's not dodging the laser. Like, he's dodging, like, between the lasers, but he's not moving through the lasers and not getting harmed. Like, even there, he, like, moves out of the way before the lasers fire. So it's very important to note, not an FTL feat. Which you shouldn't need to say, but it's Resident Evil, so, like, who the fuck knows? Same goes with Marvel and Wolverine's physician. I don't... Honestly, being Wolverine's physician has got to be, like, the easiest job. Because he heals himself? Apparently, so does Sherry. Accuracy C, deaths A. Hell yeah. Oh, I died twice. I don't even remember that. I think I got blown up by a rocket. Clear time A. Enemies routed A. Beat the chapter without entering dying state. Killed an enemy with a coup de grace. Executed 10 headshots. Killed an enemy using environment. Used an enemy's attack to kill another enemy. Beat the enemy without using grenades. Killed an enemy with a physical attack. Headshot. Or tripped the running enemy. Agreed to fight towards a common goal. Shot down a helicopter and adventure fell on cameras. We did not do that last one. Skip it. Skip it. Skip it. No one wants to see this. No one wants to see this. This is spoilers. I think Jake's chapter's next. I think after Chris 3 is Jake 3.
I'm good, Captain.
What the literal shit am I looking at right now?
Keep your head down. They got their sights locked on us.
No. Exit. Honestly, I have it in me to keep going, but I have got to go to bed. It is too late, and I gotta try and get up early tomorrow. Let's see. That was... So, okay. So, next up is Jake 3, but hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've done 8 chapters out of 20. So, we're nearing halfway? The first part begins the incident in Tall Oaks and in China. The second part is a flashback 6 months before in Edonia. The only reason we didn't do these first, I think, is because the game makes me. The third one occurs, the story intersections, leaving the narrative to the climax. The fourth one is reserved to the answers to the game's enigmas, like why is Ada suddenly evil? And the fifth one, the story comes back to the climax, concluding the game. Wait a minute. Hold on. Maid, you said that the Ada thing was originally DLC? So the answering the enigmas section was all the DLC? So wait a minute. Did you not know what the fuck was happening when this game first launched? I think in the, like, remake Ring movie, she's, like, infiltrated the internet, and there is an SCP called Laugh is Fun that appears on streaming services. So you could adapt it, but yeah, Sadako is the villain that aged out of her original concept the fastest of any horror villain. Wow, okay, yeah, so, like, I like how, like, answering the mysteries of the game are all the Ada part. You want to know what's happened, you gotta be Ada. Okay, yeah, so next up, I didn't play the game when it first came out, however, I played it on 360 with no DLC. Wow. Okay, so kicking us off then is going to be Jake 3, Jake 4, Chris 4, minimum. And then I wouldn't mind going Leon 4, Leon 5. But yeah. So, God, RE6 is turning into a full playthrough, and I wanted it just to be a snack-sized little horror game. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. So I'm probably gonna... I have to end the stream now. I would do one more chapter if I could, though. But yeah, I gotta go to bed. I got some shit I gotta do. But yeah, no, good sesh. If I can, I'll try to stream tomorrow. No promises with me. But yeah, hopefully everyone had a good night. I have been Capcom getting too fucking ambitious. I mean, compared to the length of all the other games, yeah, this game is long as shit. Yeah, I've been Sacrabalic, your Envoy of Hope, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Horror Month! Woo! Y'all didn't think I would do it, but I'm doing it.